One day in Australia, two tourists named Greg and Heater visited a pier. Before long, the man they were looking for, Taker, finally appeared. It turned out that Taker ran an underwater tour service where customers could observe sharks up close from inside a protective cage. Greg and Heater had hired Taker's service to try something different during their vacation. While chatting, they admitted that they were traveling secretly, without telling anyone. Along the way, Taker shared that as a child, he had once been attacked by a shark while surfing. Since surviving that incident, he had grown extremely cautious of sharks. Taker then revealed a horrifying shark bite scar on his body. Once they reached the site, he threw bait into the water to attract sharks. Before the dive, he reassured Greg and Heater so they wouldn't be too afraid. When preparations were complete, Greg and Heater entered the protective cage. At first, Heater panicked when she saw how many sharks were circling them. But with Greg's encouragement, Heater calmed down, and the two of them ended up enjoying the thrilling experience. After a few minutes, they climbed out of the cage, feeling satisfied that they had seen sharks up close without being harmed. Suddenly, Taker stabbed Greg and pushed him into the sea. Heater screamed in terror. The story then shifts to a woman named Zever, who loved surfing. After shopping at a supermarket, she reluctantly helped a man named Markley fix his broken-down car. Markley had blackmailed her, threatening to report her for shoplifting if she refused. Markley, it turned out, was a real estate agent. When they arrived at his destination, Zever used a special cable she owned to restart his car. While waiting for the engine to recover, they bonded over their shared passion for surfing. This common interest quickly brought them closer, and romance began to spark. That night, after their date, Zever quietly slipped away. Before dawn, she stopped at a parking area to go surfing. Since she had lost her fin key during the date, she went around looking for someone who might lend her one. That's when Taker appeared and lent her a key. After he left, Zever replied to Markley's messages. Markley felt hurt that she had abandoned him so suddenly. While Zever was distracted with her phone, Taker ambushed her. She lost consciousness, never seeing who had attacked her. When she woke up, Zever found her hands cuffed to a bed. To her shock, Heater was there too, in the same condition. When Zever screamed for help, Heater told her it was useless, they were now on a ship out at sea. Meanwhile, Markley was looking for Zever after losing contact with her. Zever managed to get a wire from Heater and started working on the cuffs. When Taker came to bring food, she pretended to stay still and quiet. Growing suspicious of Heater's absence, Taker confronted them, but Zever distracted him with small talk. With a threatening tone, Taker warned her not to try anything. Once he left, Zever resumed her attempt. Moments later, Taker returned and caught her in the act. After mocking her fighting spirit, he took away the wires so they couldn't free themselves. Later, Zever woke to find herself tied to a chair. Looking around, she saw Heater unconscious, hanging by a hook. Taker soon arrived with his camera, ready to film. He cut off part of Heater's hair to wake her, then lowered her halfway into the sea using the hook. Once she was trapped, he filmed as sharks began tearing into the lower half of her body. Despite Zever's desperate pleas for him to stop, Taker remained focused on recording. To him, this was the ultimate show. In less than a minute, Heater bled to death. As the horrific event ended, Taker recorded Zever's devastated reaction, making the footage even more disturbing. Afterwards, Zever was locked away again in the ship's storage room.